Welcome back to part 3. Guys, I put so much work and effort into these videos, and right now I'm putting my 100% effort, not even 100%, 120, 130, 1,000, 10,000%. It would mean a lot if you hit the like button and give your boy a subscribe, because, my lord, this is my relaxing time, but now I'm a bit late to these videos. Oh. Anyway, off to the Russians. 247 people out agreeing with this to 166. Let's see what they like. The Object 268 shot dispersion is getting a nice buff from 0.355 to now 0.345. Excuse me. The penetration on this shell, though, is getting nerfed from 303, 380, and 90 to now 295, 370, and 90. It's not much of a difference. I guess you can still run calibrated shells if you wanted to, but it's still plenty enough for 295, but you might be using heat a bit more. The rotation speed from 39.06 to now 35.15, so it's going to turn a little bit slower. The Object 140 is actually getting reworked. Is it going to get better? I doubt it. Alpha damage 300 to 310. Okay, a small damage buff, so it's up there with the T62A. Penetration from 240, 290 and 50 to now 244, 298 and 50. So definitely, a little bit of a penetration buff. Okay, cool. It's still not going to win me over. So definitely run the 140 with calibrated shells to get that. I'm guessing it's going to be heat. The shot dispersion from 0.36 to now 0.307, so a bit more accurate. Okay, nothing too much newish here. The aim time 3.3 to now 3.4. Okay, and shell reload time from 5.37 to now 5.66. Okay, it still hasn't won me over. Object 140 still, in my opinion, is the worst medium tank in the game. The ST1 tier 9, not really gonna talk about it. Talking about tier 10s, and the ISA, again, not gonna talk about it. If you want to look at these notes, just pause the video right here and just have a look for yourself. Moving on, Object 260, the shot dispersion from 0.336 is now 0.345. Again, if you run it with a refined gun, you'll get the dispersion down below 0.300. The turret rotation speed is getting slower from 27.12 to now 22.95. The reload time 8.82 to now 8.63, and the combat stabilizing mechanic is being added. So that is where, if you go over like 15 kilometers an hour, your reticle will be all over the place. But if you stick underneath that whilst moving forward or backwards, that reticle will stay the same. So basically a stabilizer, a gun stabilizer. And the Object 268 version 4, the penetration on the main shell is going up by 5mm. Cool. Nothing too much to say here, and a lot of people do like this change. Wow, okay. 69 people agree to this out of the 300, almost 400 people disagreeing. I wonder what they are not too happy about. So the Object 907, the powder rate ratio is going up from 20.9 to now 22.2. Okay. The view range is going up from 260 to 265. Okay. The reload time from 6.23 to now 6.42. Okay. And the rotation speed from 60 to 54.68. Okay, will there be much of a difference? I don't know. I never really played it, never owned it, so I don't know how this will affect other people. But do let me know if you own it, and let me know how decent the tank is. The T62A, the reload time from 6.5 to now 6.90, so I'm guessing they are wanting to have the Object 140 being played more other than the 62A, which is currently better than the 140. The shell speed from 15, 35, 900 and 900 to now 990. That is dramatically slow. Oh no. What have they done to my 262A? 990, 870 and 830. And the improvised engine power boost consumable. So it's going to go nice and quick. And here's a little fact about the engine booster. It can actually increase the whole turning speed of your tank. I'm not sure if you've already known this or not. If you have, call me a dum-dum, because obviously I knew. I just didn't know if anyone else knew. The T100 LT, the reload time, 6.42 to now 6.04. So speedy. The penetration from 230, 280, 50 to now 235 and 285 and 50. So 5mm more. Again, it needed it. I think it needs just a bit more, maybe 240. That's just me. The power to weight ratio from 28.2 to now 29.4. So it's going to get to top speed extremely fast. And the shot dispersion from 0.336 to now 0.345. So it's going to get a bit of a accuracy nerf, but will it really change how it is? I don't know. The IS-7, the penetration is going down from 255 to now 251. Ouch. The max reverse, forward and reverse speed, so 42 and 15 to now 40 and 13. The reload time is getting down by not even like 30 milliseconds. So 12.16 to now 11.89, and the armor, the bottom plate is now going down from 150 to now 139. Sorry to the i7 users, but it kind of needed it. The bottom plate was, even though 150 might not seem a lot, but you have to remember that is a angled sloped bottom plate. So 150, and depending the angle of that bottom plate, that could be up to like 180, 190, not maybe 200 millimeters. So good touch there by Wargaming to decrease the armor there. I know a lot of people are going to flag me in the comments for this. But it needed it. The Object 777. I guess I don't read Russian, but I'm pretty sure that is the aiming time from 4.1 to now 4.5. The reload time 940 to now 9.2. The terrain crossing capability capacity from 95, 87, 67 to now 104, 87 and 70. So it's going to go across the ground a bit more smoothly and a bit more mobile, whilst having an increase of DPM, but you have to wait just a extra like 0.5 second on your aiming time. But not a lot of people like this. So next batch for the Russian 140 upvote to now 270 to the down. Let's see, the Object 263, the rotation speed is getting nerfed from 42.41 to now 38.64. The shell speed is getting decreased. You can read that for yourself. The horizontal aiming angles, so that's the gun turner from left to right, is getting an extra degree. Cool. And the shells are getting changed from APCR heat and HE to now AP heat and HE, and the aim time is getting decreased from 4.7 to 4.4. Okay, I'm not particularly a fan of the 263. Actually, I perform really poorly with it. I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong, but again, I'm not much of a lover for it. Next is the T22 medium. The reload from 6.23 is now basically 6 seconds. So a bit of a DPM buff there, and a reload buff. The powder rate ratio from 18.7 to now 19.5. So it's going to get to speed a bit faster. The tungsten shells consumable is being added. Okay. The shot dispersion is getting increased from 3.26 to now 0.355. Shell speed 1002. Again, you can read that for yourself. And the scatter fact when the turret rotating, yeah, I think that's shooting on the move. I think. And the armor of the T22 is getting reworked from the front plate. The pike nose is getting stronger, 110 to 118 now. The bottom plate from 100 to now 90. That little skirt bit area, 80 to 87. I don't know. The side armor there, 80 to 90. Okay, you could probably get more troll bounces there. What's next? The IS-4. Sorry about that. The IS-4 reload time from 9.97 to now 9.97 to now 9.59. The hit points from 2400 to now 2450. So, okay. It's getting a DPM buff and a hit point buff. The max speed from 42 to 44. And the powder rate ratio 13.5 to now 14.3. So it's slowly becoming a heavier. And the frontal plate armor is now getting increased from 140 to now 149 because there are a bunch of crybabies out there, especially the one that shall not be named. If you know, you know. A bunch of crybabies saying they've made the IS-4 too weak and it shouldn't have been that weak in the first place. I totally disagree. I prefer the IS-4 to have the lesser armor because if you look at the IS-3, the IS-8, their pike nose armor aren't that great. So I don't know why the IS-4 should have a stronger plate. And how the IS-7's built, I think the IS-7 should have had that increased armor in the first place. So, okay, do what you want to do, but to all the crybabies out there and all the complainers about the IS-4, I hope you're happy now. Jesus Christ. Alright, next we have the European nation. Oh, sorry, before we get into that. 337 people dislike this changes. And 102 people like it. Okay. The Crown Wagen. The penetration is going down from 253, 330, 60 to now 250, 310, and 60. Okay. The reload time is getting... okay, that's a bit weird. So the first shell from 12.73 seconds to now 13.71. Okay. The second shell 8.81 to now 9.79, and the third shell from 7.83 to now 6.85. Okay, may as well use it as a single shotgun, because 6.85 seconds for a 410 alpha. Oh my god. Sorry, I skipped the relay between shells from 3 seconds to now 2.73. The alpha 400, 340, 515 to now 410, 350, and 530. Holy, this is going to be a very dangerous tank. And scatter shot, don't care. The 60 TP, the whole rotation speed from 30.25 to now 29.02. The speed on the reverse 15 to now 14. The power rate ratio 11.8 to now 12. And penetration on the gold shell 315 to 320. Okay, bit of a small nerf, small buff. Nothing too dramatic about the 60 TP. The Brigado 65, the max speed 58 to now 56. Yikes. The gun turn limit is taking a degree of gun depression. I do not like that. I love the Brigado, and now it's taking away a degree of gun depression. It's going to impact the tank, in my opinion, a lot. Now, since it has the auto reloading shells, so the first shell 7.67, now 8.63. The second shell from 5.75 to now 6.71. And the third shell stays the same. The hit points is getting increased by 100 more. Okay. And the shot dispersion is getting decreased from 0.355 to now 0.345. And it has getting the combat stabilization mechanic. Okay. The CS63, it's getting a DPM buff from 690 to now 642. The powder rate ratio from 19 to 21. Okay. Not too shabby. The shot dispersion from 0.336 to now 0.326. Pretty good. The max speed 56 to 58. I actually called this out. I didn't say anything to wargaming about this, but I did call it out to myself and to my other clan members that it should have a faster speed, because 56 kilometers, it was just atrocious in the thing. But the rotation speed is getting decreased from 52.45 to now 49.10. So it's getting an increased speed, but the rotation speed is getting less. But 49 is still pretty good. And it's getting the adaptive concealment mechanic, so it's going to be spotted for like 7 seconds and then off you go. The recent run, the runner current, I'm going to call it the Rhino. So the Rhino is getting a shot dispersion nerf from 0.336 to now 0.355, and a HP buff from 2350 to now 2400. And the STRVK, the powder rate ratio is 17.1 to now 16.5. So it's going to be a little bit slower on its acceleration. Aim time from 3.4 to 3.9. Ouch. The rotation speed on the whole from 33.4 to now 34.60, so not too bad. And the penetration is getting a nice buff from 252, 310.53 to now 255, 315, and still 53 on the tight explosive. Interesting about the Rhino. I actually love the tank. It's probably my favorite auto loading tank. Auto reload. I think it's auto reloading. I can't remember. But in terms of heavy tanks, I haven't have a top favorite yet. I might make that into a future video. My top favorite, so there's depending how many, I forgot how many nations there are, but I might make a top series. So from the least my least favourite tank to my top favourite to like for each genre, for like tank destroyers, medium tanks, light tanks, and medium tanks, heavy tanks, tank destroyers. You know, I know I said didn't cover off those twice, but I don't care. 20 minutes. Oh no. The Minotauro. Oh, let's see how many people are liking this. 140 to 354. Okay. Minotauro. It's getting a the reload time's getting a buff. So from 23.01 to 23.01, 10.55 to now 10.59, and 9.59 to now 8.63. That's not too bad. I think it needed it. Pretty decent buff there. The Alpha's getting a nerf from 490 to 470. Kinda needed it, to be honest. And it's getting the shelled reload boost consumable, so you can shoot 2 shells pretty quickly. But not gonna lie, I have seen people play the Minotauro completely wrong and using all 3 shells, and yeah, and people with autoloaders as well. They shoot all their shells and then they activate the consumable, thinking the shells are going to reload faster, but in the end they just wasted a consumable that where they could have used on the next opposing enemy. And I'm not going to talk about the SMV CC64. You can have a look at that yourself. We're looking at tier 10s here. Oh, this next let's see what we're looking for time. 22 minutes. Part 4, I think. I can't remember. Just bear with me, guys. I think we're almost to the end. Oh, I think. Lord help me. But I'll see you in part 4.